Greetings, fellow humans. Bad Mark here with another transmission from Metre Keyboards, and today we're taking a look at another keycap set from Signature Plastics. This is SAP Industrial. On another video, I did a review. Basically, I bought a pound grab bag from them, or 2 pound, something like that, and I'm planning to make a video on that, but it's a bunch of different profiles. But I think I have enough to at least make one keycap set, not matching, but same profile at least. So, but that's an incoming video. But I took a look at their last keycap set. I really like them. The colors are very bright and everything, but there were some modifiers that had some inconsistencies, let's say, and it was more than just one. So I'm hoping with these we won't find those inconsistencies. Again, we're dealing with the SAP, which is more of a scooped profile, very similar to SA. It would be hard for me to tell the difference, honestly, in a blind test. But they sound very nice. They come in at 2 millimeters of thickness, and they just, for me anyway, they hit that retro sweet spot that I really enjoy. So today we're going to be loading these up on a Tiger Light. This is a Tofix build. Below, I will link to a sound test of this keyboard with standard cherry PVT keycaps so that you can get a baseline and compare, and maybe I'll do a supercut in the sound test portion of this video. But anyway, let's go ahead and load up these keycaps. And yes, they do come in Ziploc bags. I thought maybe it was just a one-off, but apparently there's been a few people that talk about it. Personally, I'm going to put them in a container anyway to store them. I didn't see any issues or any scuffing or scratching or anything with the plastic. So I don't think that there's going to be an issue with them being damaged. So it's just easier for them to pack, because I know that, especially with these keycap sets, they have a lot of specific like extra kits so that you can get, the correct keys for just your layout. Because as many of us know, if we've been doing this for a while, there are some keyboards that just have different, keys that are needed, whether it's a 40%, whether it's an HHKB, whether it's a on and on and on. So I think it makes it easier for them, and if it gets it out quicker, well, then everybody's happier. But the keys do not seem damaged by this process, so it's not a big issue for me, especially if it saves money. I mean, if they had a nice box and everything, but they were $20, $30 more, it just, why? And most of us are probably going to end up putting them in containers or even bags too. So that's that. Let's go ahead and load these up and get to a little review and sound test. And here we are with the SAP Industrial from Signature Plastics. I gotta say, it is really nice, and no issues with the modifiers. They all match. They're all that regular uppercase font, and it looks really nice. I love the orange highlights. I do wish that there was a function key. They do have scooped home keys, so that's what I usually like to load up on there, because it just comes in handy. They feel different than all the rest, just slightly, but our fingers can actually feel at an incredible amount of detail level. I was surprised. Ink Green has probably made a video about it. Anyway, yeah, so a function key would have been nice. I've got to say, it looks nice. They feel really nice, and they sound good. Now the space bar, obviously, there's a big hollow that can easily be fixed. I like to use double-sided tape, but there are pre-sold cutouts that you can put in there. You can use double-sided tape. There's plenty of things that you, as long as you can fill it with something that's not going to weigh it down too much, because then it'll make it harder for the spring to make it jump up, and or the switch to push it back up. and you make sure that it doesn't interfere with either the switch stem or the stabilizer stems, then you can actually dampen a lot of that noise and make it very, very quiet. I really must say, especially looking over their website, every single one of the keycap sets that I saw, minus one, and not that I wouldn't get it, it's just not necessarily my cup of tea, but it's nice. But basically all of the keycap sets I found interesting. I like retro. I like the colorways that they use. I like how they mix them. I gotta believe that they're the originators of a couple of these keycap sets, primarily because they're in the United States, so obviously they have to follow the law if they're going to conduct business in here. So you get to support a U.S. company with a product made in the U.S., which, I mean, can't deny that that's a positive thing. They're a smaller, team, so you're helping out small business as well. And they're delivering some really nice keycaps. And like I said, a lot of their sets are broken up in a way where you can buy the alphas, you can buy modifiers, and you get the different mix and match. Some with different colors, some just for the different layouts. But I doubt that you wouldn't be able to cover a good percentage, a majority percentage of the keyboards that are available. I mean, obviously there's going to be some hand-wired ones or some funky ones that just have some odd specifications for modifiers and or just alphas, and they're just not going to work. There's a lot of ways to get creative when it comes to that. Anyway, I really like the keycap set. This one I'm definitely going to use. I've got another keyboard I think I'm going to load it up on, but I wanted to put it on the Tiger Lite, but I wanted to put it on a keyboard that I could just go ahead and compare to a sound test I already made. That way you can kind of get the comparison between a thinner, I want to say 1.5 millimeter PBT die sub to a thicker 2.0 or 2 millimeter die sub PBT keycap with an SAP profile, so much taller. So there's a lot more room inside of those keys for that echo, for that thud, for that thunk. You can get clack and you can get talk out of it. But I think that they sound great, and I like how they look. Again, we have very uniform Legends. My only gripe would be a function key, and it was probably just a mispackage. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with a sound test of this lovely industrial SAP keycap set from Signature Plastics. They are loaded on Gatorod Smoothies and on a stock Tiger Lite Tofix, one of the newer revisions of the Tiger Lite. So it's I want to say it's a polycarbonate case. It could be ABS, but I think it's PC. But I like how it sounds. It's definitely a little bit more on the clacky side, but it's the clacky that I enjoy. If that makes any sense. There's some clacky that's just like, it's closer to clicky. To me, this one's clacky that's closer to thocky. I know, we're just making up words, but hey, all words are made up, right? Anyway, as always, if you have any comments, any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. If you liked my video, a thumbs up, subscribe does go a long way, and I really appreciate it. For now, I want to go ahead and wish everyone out there a wonderful rest of your day. Until the next transmission, keep calm and keyboard on.